Alright, everybody. Welcome back to Vintage Story. This is our next episode. I'm picking up right after the live stream I did. And I'm still in the middle of some building and all that I was doing. And we're going to take a little break from that, because I'll continue the building later on. So I'm just going to put some stuff away here real quick. I'm running out of storage here. But today's goals include things like we're gonna find a source of gas, right? We just got to get some cassiterite so we can get some tin going. Realistically, I really need to make some more storage chests as well. So that's something I should definitely work on. As you can see, though, I did find limestone because we have a sealed barrel of lime water with some hides in it. They've been sealed for 17 out of the 20 hours. So probably first on our list of things to do right now is to go and get some oak logs to make tannin. So for that, we're going to need to get ourselves an axe, which I don't have an axe. But I'm going to have to make one real quick. Well, I do have an axe, but I'm going to need another one because oak trees require a lot of axe durability, so it's probably going to take me 2 stone axes to cut down 1 oak tree here. So we're just going to knock out a stone axe real quick to go with the other one. There we go. Alright. Perfect. So let's go get those oak logs we need, because we're going to need those real soon. We also got to do some farm work. Once we get this oak wood and the farm tended, we'll go do the mining that we need to do. So let's go get this oak tree here. There should be one over this way. Should be several over this way. And realistically, what I need to do... Oh, you know what? I about messed up. I need to go grab my shears so I can knock the branches off of it to see if I can get some more acorns to plant more oak trees. Let's grab the shears. There we go. And the other thing I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to get myself some more grass. Because I'm running low on my hay bales, because I like to carry hay bales with me to make getting to the branches of oak trees and stuff easier. Trees in general, not just oak trees. There we go. This is something else. So during my live stream, obviously I did some building. And we did a bunch of exploring to find the limestone. And the other thing I did is I made this scythe so I can do more efficient grass harvesting. One of these days I'm going to throw myself down that hole by accident. But let's go... Let's see here, how are we doing? Yeah, it's not even a full stack of grass yet. Let's grab a few more swings here. This is one of the advantages of having scythe. And this is very important when you get to things like raising sheep, because sheep eat hay bales. And so having a scythe will make your life easier, so you can more quickly produce hay bales. The other thing it's good for is if you get yourself a little field of cattails, because there's lots of things you need cattails for. You can use a scythe to quickly harvest all the cattails too. There we go. That should be enough for now. There we go. Yeah, that got us 10. 10 is good. Put our scythe up here. Now I can go get our oak tree. Actually, there's like one just right over here. So let's see here about that oak tree, so we can get this leather going, because I really want to get these hides converted into leather, so we can get some leather. There's a bunch of maple trees, not what I'm looking for, but in this forest, like that's an oak tree right there. So the way you can tell the difference between the maple and the oak trees, even though they're very similarly shaped, is see the oaks, they've got that kind of brown color for the trunks, for the maples have almost a bluish color. So you can see it there. It's almost kind of a light gray to dark gray or blue. Whereas this is a lot more just brown. Let's go ahead and get to the top of this thing here. Let's see here. Yeah, right here should be good. There we go. Now let us get up here. Because realistically, we want to get some acorns, because we're going to need a bunch of oak wood. Because we're going to need like 15 oak logs per batch of tannin to make leather. Because you need weak tannin and strong tannin. And the way you make weak tannin is 5 oak logs, or 1 per 10 liters. And since each bucket holds 50 liters, you know, you might as well just do 5 at a time. And then to make the strong tannin, you need to convert your weak tannin into strong tannin, which is another 5 oak logs. Yep. Alright, let's see here. We're getting there. Can I reach any more leaves? Yep. I had one. There's one over here I could reach somewhere. There it is. Alright. Let's go up a little bit more. There. Okay, now that we can actually stand up here in the tree, I'll make this even easier. We've gotten 1 acorn so far. Realistically, I'm going to need more than that. Well, we've gotten 2. Alright. The other thing this will do is get us into sticks. Which I'm probably going to need to make a crate just for sticks, I think. I'm also going to make a new set of shears at this rate. But this is the fastest way to clear leaves and branches off trees. To look for sticks and seeds and stuff. And you can also just cut down the tree, but you don't get as good of a return doing that. There we go. The other thing I think I'll do before we go out mining is I think I'll make a proper bow. Well, I'll start a proper bow. I'm not going to finish making it because you have to shape the wood and then you have to let it dry and cure. So I think I'll shape that. Put it on one of our tool racks. And let it dry out while I go and do the mining that we're going to go do. Oh, ow, that hurt. Wasn't trying to throw my character off the tree, but it happened. That's okay. We're going to come down here and get all these sticks. Because there's a lot of sticks. Wow, we got like a whole bunch of sticks here. We might actually have to come back and after we offload. We've gotten a lot of oak seeds too, acorns, which is fantastic because that means we'll have lots of oak wood going forward. Get all the sticks. Looks like I got everything. Cool. All right, now. Okay, can't quite reach that one. Alright, so let's go offload these sticks and we'll come back and cut down the actual tree, because I don't have enough space to carry that much oak right now. So let's go make some inventory space real quick. Thankfully the house is just over here. Here we are. And what we'll do is we'll grab the saw and some planks, because it's just a nice simple square. And the saw. Oh, nope. There we go. It's 2. There we go. And there we go. That's a crate. Saw back in here. And we can just take this crate and set it like... We'll put it up here in this corner. But there we go. What we can do is just take and put all these sticks in here. I'm going to save those acorns there. And I'm just holding Control and Shift at the same time to deposit the full stack of sticks in there in one go. There we go. Alright, let's go get the actual wood now. Because in the time we've been doing this, if 3 hours in game have passed, you know, our hides for the leather making process are ready for the next stage. So we're going to go cut down this oak tree. Which, you know, like, even still, it's still got a lot of branches and things left on it. We could have knocked a lot more off, but we're not going to. These oak trees take a lot of durability off your tools. I saw actually a discussion about this in the subreddit the other day, where someone was like, I cut down one oak tree, why'd it break both my axes? Well, that's because, as the subreddit discussed, when you cut down an oak tree like this and you break this block, it looks for a certain amount of durability off an axe. And if the axe in your hand does not have enough durability, it goes to the next axe in your inventory. Notice, I had 2. My second axe only has 4 durability left. And that was a brand new wood axe, or a stone axe. So it used almost the full durability of my first axe, which, I mean, it wasn't full. Actually, I could just go ahead and break this on something. I'm just going to use it to knock some of these leaves off this tree here. There we go. That broke the axe and allowed me to pick up more of these oak logs. Okay. I think we've gotten everything we knocked down. Yeah, look at how much oak we ended up with there. So that's 6 full stacks and a half stack. It's fantastic. That'll last us for a good while. Keep finding little pieces of wood or something. But perfect. Alright. That was also like fully grown tree. So let's also, while we're sitting here thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these acorns. Find the spot where the tree was planted, which was roughly, I think it was like right about here, wasn't it? Oh, there's a stick we missed. There you go. And then I'm just going to throw a squat, plant one. There we go. I like to do that just to keep the trees growing and cycling. Also keeps me in wood so that I have, like, you know, firewood to make into charcoal, because I'm going to have to make some more charcoal soon anyways. I'm not going to use the oak for that. The oak's too valuable. So what I'll probably do is take this oak, and I'll probably make a crate just for the oak wood. So I have my oak stored next to my leather working area. Actually, let me go get these seeds and put them in here first. I've just been keeping all my seeds in this chest. There we go. Perfect. And then what I can do is also take this extra stack of sticks and go put that away. I don't need to carry 2 basically full stacks of sticks there. There we go. Put the shears away because we don't need them right now. Grab a saw. And go make ourselves another crate. There we go. It's faster just to close the thing. Alright, let's go put our crate down over here. So we'll just throw that down like right here. We're just gonna put most of these in here. We'll keep this 8 stack here. Actually, what we'll do is turn that 8 stack into a 10 stack. There we go. And then what we can do is get our bucket. Yep. Now we got those, and we can go into here. We can take 5 and seal, and now I'll turn that into tannin. See, put it in here. Turns into 50 liters of weak tannin. There we go. And then if we come over here, we've got these 4 huge hides that I've prepared with my lime water. I'm going to go ahead and prepare this medium hide as well. Do I have any other hides? Got some rot there, though. Any more hides? Hides? No. Okay. There we go. And we'll put that in there. Then what I can do is I can take this with my knife. 2, 3, 4. And make 4 scraped hides. And basically, once that tannin's done, I can put these scraped hides in there. And that'll start the process. I forgot to seal this. Seal. Yeah, see, that's going to use... I think the medium hides take 4 liters of lime water. There we go. Alright. Now, let's get ready to do some mining. First things first. We're going to take this reed chest and put it in here for storage, I think. There we go. Now let me get rid of some of this stuff that I don't need in my inventory. There we go. Well, I do need to feed my character real quick. Alright, so I think we'll do a little more prep work. For example, we're going to do some cooking. We don't want to go mining without any food with us. So let's grab a bowl. Throw it in there. Go grab some ingredients. So I think we'll do a porridge. Porridge has been kind of my go-to just for, you know, ease of things here. And we're going to do 5 units of porridge, I think. There we go. And we're just going to stick with this rye and onion porridge that I've been making a lot of just because it's what I've got the ingredients for. I think 3 pieces of peat will do it. There we go. And perfect. Get our torch, light that up. There we go. Well, that's cooking. Let's go do our farm tasks real quick. So we've got a whole bunch of flax. It's ready to go. Which means we need something that uses either N or P as far as, like, the nutrition goes on the soil, or the whatever you want to call it, the fertility stats. And that gives us a nice amount of flax fiber. Oh, got one more that's ready. Perfect. Anything else that's grown? We got some more rye that's ready, but let's see what we're going to replace this flax with here. So we'll put the flax in here. Let's do some more onions, actually. Because we could use some more onions. Because the onions store well. Oh, that was Well, that will do a little bit of spelt as well. The spelt doesn't mind the heat because it is kind of warm out right now. There we go. Everything. Nice. Alright, so we'll knock down this rye. Knock down this spelt. And then what we'll do is we will grab some more flax seeds. Replace those with flax, because one of the things I like about the flax is it uses a different nutrient than the other grains, which makes it nice as something to cycle out for your other grains as they grow. So there we go. And the rest of this flax should be ready sometime tomorrow. There we go. That gave us a nice stack of flax. Look at that. We got 65, flax fibers. That's fantastic. And our dinner is done. Even better. Let's grab a crock. And we'll fill that up. Beautiful. Add our inventory. Put our cooking bowl down. Fill up our bowl. Put that away. Let's go put this grain away. The rye in there, the spelt, and the flax. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And now what we can do is we can put our flax fiber away. That was something else I found during the live stream as well, as I found a second temporal gear. Now, you all didn't get to see the first one due to the fact that I messed up that footage when recording, so it has no audio. Yeah. That's alright. Proof that I found one. And we'll put the rest of this flax fiber over here for now. And what time is it in game? Yeah. Not super late. It's like 8, almost 9 p.m. in game, so our character will sit for another hour, then we'll hit the hay and go mining in the morning. There we go. Alright. We'll do all that. Let's see here. We've got some low fertility soil that I'll take with us. Well, it's useful to have, but it's not really what I want. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make some mine supports. So we'll put that in our inventory. We'll grab hammer. Yep. How much durability does that have? That doesn't have a lot left. Shovel. We need a hammer. Well, how much copper do I have? So let's go. We're gonna get enough to make 3 things here. That's the other reason I have to go mining, is I do have to go get more copper. That's gonna be a problem real fast if I don't have copper. Straight also have this birch. We're gonna make that bow I was talking about too, so let's go and do that real quick. I just have to remember how to do this. Can I do it with a birch? No, I can't use birch. That would be why. So you're going, why can't I make a bow? Well, because you can't do it with birch. That's why. Okay, never mind. I know I can do it with maple, though. Where's my maple logs? There they are. So if I do this with the saw... Yep, there it is. Raw longbow staff, which we can use to make a recurve or a dried longbow. And there's that. And that requires leather, animal fat, and flax. Or a hide. And beeswax and fat. So, those are our 2 options. But if we go back and go to the recurve, which we can use to make... I know it's... Right, so we use that to make the dried one. And then the difference is that takes bush meat bones, and leather. And since we're already making leather, we're going to go straight for the recurve. Because it shouldn't be too hard to get to bushmeat. So let's go ahead and do that. Just because, you know, if you can, you should. There we go. And that's done by having the crafting recipes turned off as far as like the classes go. Ooh, pick up the thing. There we go. That's normally resigned to the hunter class. There we go. We're going to do that just to get this lit. There we go. I had to throw my copper in there. So now we've got that. That's good. Get this off the hotbar because I don't need it right now. So we need a hammer. And we have a pickaxe. We'll do an axe. Fox is fine. You know what? How much durability is left on the pick? It's nearly full. We'll do one more, though, just to be sure. There we go. Alright, so I'm just burning off some excess building materials that I don't need to get the forge up to as high as it will go. Save me some charcoal, basically, for temperature. Which is a helpful trick. And also, if you're heating up ingots for smithing, one charcoal will get your ingot hot enough to fit to forge. You don't need to waste a whole stack of charcoal. Just FYI. So we'll put in like 2 charcoal to see if that'll get this hot enough to smelt. Because our melting temperature we got to get this stuff to is like just over 1,000 degrees, you know, see 1,084, and the charcoal will burn at 1,300. So let's see here. Yeah, because see, there we go. The wood's maxed out at 8, so the charcoal should get it there the rest of the way now. I'm gonna need the tongs though. Won't do a very good job smelting without tongs. The other thing I should do is go ahead and make some ladders. There we go. Some extra ladders. Could have some more in here somewhere. There's fences. No ladders. Thought I had more ladders than that. While that checks, while that works, let's go over here and check those extra ladders. Got low fertility soils. It's kind of stashed everywhere, don't I? I'm not sure what happened to my extra ladders. So getting up temperature, that's alright. Okay, I was just making sure I was only taking 1 durability off my hammer each time I did that. I'm going ahead and breaking up my zinc chunks just so that they're in nugget form, making it easier. Alright. Yeah, see, it's starting to get there. It may take us 3 pieces of charcoal. We'll see. Because it will maintain temperature for a little while after that charcoal finishes burning out. Smelting always takes a little more fuel than forging. Yeah, it's going to take all 3. So we'll go ahead and put the 3rd one in there. Just because I don't want to end up with a half-full thing of copper that didn't quite get up to heat. There we go. One full crucible of copper. So we'll start with the hammer. And we'll do the pick. And then we'll do the axe. So we can have a better axe than I've been using. We'll put the crucible back down. Put our tongs away. There we go. I don't know why I didn't put away. There we go. Alright, so we're going to hit the hay. And we'll go to the mine in the morning. Because we need more copper and we need to find tin. There we go. Alright. And these are all ready to go. I picked up my shears. That's what happened there. Alright. Axe. Check. Pickaxe. Check. Hammer. Check. There we go. And we'll put... Let's see here. Let's get our... We're going to make a flint axe real quick. Just so I don't waste durability on my regular axe. My new copper axe. We're going to save it. Just because the flint's cheap right now. And for what I'm doing, I don't need a whole bunch. Go. Put that away. And where's my sticks? Sticks. There we go. Just grab a few sticks. Flint axe. Check. Because what we're going to do... We're going to take this axe. We're going to put it in here with this wood. We're going to take this hammer. And we're going to make these debarked pine logs. There we go. That lets us use up some of the durability on our old hammer. We're going to put away our new hammer. Right there. No, not the axe. Hammer. We're going to grab the saw, because now we can take this, and we can make support beams. And that'll make mining for us much easier in the long run. So we have some ladders, we have some dirt, just in case. Go put this wood away. We don't need that. I wish I knew what happened to my other thing of ladders. I feel like I had more. I'm gonna go grab our prospecting picks. That's the new one. And we'll grab both. Put it in here. Put away this axe because I don't need it for this. Grab that pick. So there we go. We should be all ready to go mining. Alright. Probably carrying more stuff than we really need, but we're going to use a lot of this. Cool. Actually, I'm going to put away this knife, just because we don't need it. That'll save up some space there. Cool. Alright, let's head on. Oh, we got a portal next to our farm. Yeah, rift activity's medium, so we're going to be dealing with rifts all day. That's going to be annoying. One of these days, these onions will be finished. But, alright. So we're going to go over here to our first sort of mine area, where there was some copper. See if it's played out or not. And that's right here. There it is. Alright, so we're going to do a short range search here. And it says there's still trace amounts. That means there's like one copper left somewhere in here. I'm not going to worry about one copper. Alright, so I'm just going to mark this one like mostly dead. So we know that one's mostly dead. Let's see here. Well, we got a bunch of flax over here. None of it's ready, though, sadly. I keep my boat over here next to this merchant that's near our house. We're just going to go over there and get in our raft, because just south of us, on the next little island, I'll show you, we just go down here a little ways, are three copper mines that we can easily get to without much issue. I should have brought my shovel, but it'll be alright. We're going to go hit those up, mine those out real quick, just so we can get some copper. Oh, you left your door open there, Mr. Merchant. We're going to close that door for him. Because we're nice like that. You know, we're going to go this way. Oh, yes, good morning. Yep. Alright. There we go. So we're going to head that way. And then we'll come back and we'll hit the cassiterite mine that I've been working on. Because I've been told it's actually just deeper underground than I'm looking. So that's fine. So we'll go do that when I get back. And for those who don't know, see this right here? I've got the coordinates turned on. So this tells us our coordinates, and then this number right here in the middle is your altitude from the bottom of the world, basically. With 0 being like the bottom layer, if I understand correctly. And they were telling me that cassiterite doesn't really spawn, you know, very well until you get down to around like 40 instead of at sea level here, which is 110. So that gives you an idea. If sea level's at 110, 40 is pretty deep. So we're going to try and get down that far on our cassiterite mine and just see if that improves things. But let's get on down here to our copper nodes. Just like looking over here. That's a big rift up there on the side of that mountain. That's what that little spot is right there. It's a rift. The big one. A big one. Having all this bauxite nearby the base is actually pretty good. Because when we get into wanting to do steel and stuff, bauxite will let us make refractory bricks. But we'll have to get good into the Iron Age before we can start considering that, because we'll need to make a pulverizer, which means we'll need a windmill, and we'll need iron to smash the bauxite into powder to use to make the refractory bricks. That's all way down the road. I mean, I'll just be happy to get nice into the Iron Age. Let's see here, how are we doing? Okay, so we're getting close. We're getting close. It's going to be just kind of past this island over here. I figure we'll do the two that are close to each other. That'll make mining a bit easier, I think. It's always weird when you see these temporal rifts spawn underwater. They just look strange. Eerie, if you would. You know, a bit eerie. Alright. I think it was farther this way, right? Yeah, it's farther over here. Now, I've explored this area a fair amount over here. That's how I found that merchant and those, you know, copper nodes and all. While I was looking for limestone originally, I ended up actually finding limestone way up north. For those who missed the live stream, it was way over here. all of this is limestone on this island, and I think that's limestone over there as well, probably. That's where I ended up finding limestone. I went south looked for either a chalk or a lime desert, didn't find one. Found one north. Should have gone north the whole time. Live and learn, right? But the live stream is on the playlist. It's not listed as one of my numbered episodes, like this one is, but it is in the playlist. In order where it appears, you know, in order, chronologically, as far as, like, what's going on in the game. Hope we don't run into too many wild animals while we're out and about, because I just realized I didn't bring much in the way of hunting gear with me. It's alright, we don't really have the space for it anyways. Of course, there'd be a rift over here next to where I want to go mining. I'm already noticing my temporal gear moving around over here. We're just going to park next to this trader, just to keep it easy. Use the traders kind of as my reference point here. We've got one up on the hill and one over there, so kind of past that temporal rift. So actually what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get ourselves a quick shovel, just so I can dig through the dirt a little, well, the sand and gravel here a little easier. There we go. Okay. And shovel. Now these are surface nodes, so they shouldn't be deep or anything. Alright, let's find our surface rocks. Where are they? There they are. Yeah. There's one. Is that the only one? Make sure I got all the nuggets. Oh, that was the only nugget. Alright. I also grab this flint while we're here, just because I will need more flint to make more stuff in the future. But let's go ahead and dig down. Alright, let's see here. We'll grab some ladders. There we go. And now let's put our shovel in here. And what I'm going to do is get rid of this sand and gravel, because I don't really need it. There we go. Alright, now let's grab our tools. Yep. Sure there's copper nearby. There should be. Small amounts. Alright. Let's look for it. Yep, there's some of it. So what I think I might do is throw another ladder here. We're going to go down one more layer, because I don't really want to cause a cave-in with that gravel above me. That would be awful. Alright. This looks like this might just be a tiny node, which is fine, because we're just doing this to get a little extra copper, and it is medium, so it's not like, you know, a poor quality node or anything like that. It's just not a high quality node. High just gives you the most ore per chunk. Or rich, I should say, actually, I think. Or ultra rich, I think you can actually find. Yep. Alright, is that it? Let's do a quick check. trace amounts. So there's one more somewhere. Might be behind one of these down here. There's one. Oh, two. Well, we might have more than one left. Alright. Yep. Ooh. Didn't really want to cause a cave-in, and I did. Look at that. Alright. Well, let's check and see if we got it all. Thankfully, it was a small cave-in. That's the dangers of these surface nodes, though. Trace amounts. So there's still one more somewhere. At least one more. Let's see if it's back behind this, maybe? Gotta be careful with that. Could also be over this way, actually. Go over here. We're starting to cause a lot of instability. Dig this out a little bit. Alright, let's go down a little bit right here. Alright, the other thing we're going to do real quick. I can get out of my inventory. We're going to grab this dirt here. Throw out some of these stones. Because I can take this dirt and do that. Just help stabilize this a bit. Although chasing this trace amount of copper probably really isn't worth it. You know what, I'm not going to worry about it, because it's just trace amounts. Let's go ahead and take this and dump that out there. I'm just going to throw it down here, because, you know, I don't care about caving that area in. There we go. Alright. And then what we'll do... We're just going to throw out these conglomerate stones. I don't care about the conglomerate stones. No, I didn't want them back. Down the hole, please. There we go. Alright. Conglomerate stones dealt with. We're going to mark this one just done. We're just going to delete that one. Cool. We'll go over to this one and get ourselves a bit more copper. Now this one looked a bit bigger than the last one when I found it. But don't walk past it. Alright. We're going to throw our ladders up here. Pick up our copper nuggets. See? There's a lot more on the surface. That's a good sign. What we'll do is we'll just dig down like right here. There we go. Get out our ladders. Give us a way out. Go throw our sand down. And our gravel. Storm blowing in. Drift activity's calmed down though. This is like a little sandstorm. Alright, so let's go down. Down. And there's the copper right there. Perfect. We'll go ahead and throw some ladders in. We want to make sure I think we'll go down one more level. There we go. That way we're kind of under the gravel level. We don't want to be causing any cave-ins on top of us that will do damage to our character. Make our character very unhappy. And what we'll do is, as we mine this out, we'll make little support beams to help reduce the instability issues. I'm just going to mine over that way a little bit to make sure there's none over there. Okay. Looks like it's all over this way. Alright, let's see if we got it all. There's a small amount left somewhere. So what we're going to do is knock that one out. There it is. It is up. Alright. What if we knock this one out? Yep. Alright, so what we're going to do... get our dirt out. We're going to put a column right there. That'll help give us some stability. Because if we come over to like here, see 50%, 50%, not great. But then we put that in, and it should hopefully keep that from collapsing. Or not. Okay, let's get our torch out so we can see. Alright. Oh, I was completely wrong. Gotta dig our way out here. Alright. Let's try and get that one. Well, that was exciting. This is why you have to be careful with mining. Might just have to start strip mining instead of trying to do this whole, like, the correct way kind of thing. Alright, let's check and see if we've gotten it all. Trace amounts. So there's still some somewhere. We'll just poke around a little bit. That's sand. I think it's actually below us, weirdly. Because I saw some fall. Yep, keep trying to bury myself here. What am I doing? Let's do this the smart way and get the shovel to speed this up. Now, I've heard that you can actually destroy ore doing it this way when you cause a cave-in. I don't know if that's true. Alright. You know, we're just going to call it there. And this one. There we go. And we're going to give it all of its sand back. Because again, I don't need the sand. Same with the conglomerate. Gravel here. Just fill in this hole a little bit. There we go. We're going to mark this one completed as well. And delete. There we go. Alright. That still got us a decent amount of copper. So each one of these is 20 units. So that's perfectly fine. It'll last us for a bit. And then we can also get rid of these stones while we're at it. I don't need those conglomerate stones. Ah, we got some cracked conglomerate, which I also don't need. There. There we go. What I do need, though, is some food. There we go. Food solved. Cool. Alright. On to our next mining adventure. Actually, I'll put that back in my inventory because I'm going to need my paddle. But there we go. That's the copper sorted for now. Grab that. Flint. I need flint. I need flint for making fire clay. But there we go. And here, I'll get this torch out of my face just so we don't have that distraction when we're paddling the raft here. It's not like the torch is helping us see anyways. Yeah, there we go. That's our exciting adventures mining surface copper and trying to kill ourselves with cave-ins. Thankfully, they weren't too bad. They can get real bad, though, if you're, like, deep underground. Which is why I made those wooden support beams, because I'm going to use that for our cassiterite mine. Which is where we're heading next. Alright, folks, I figured I'd bring us back. We're kind of at the deepest point of my cassiterite exploration, which is under the ocean, by the way. The entrance is up here, and we worked our way south here to the highest reading I've seen of cassiterite, which is only decent at, 0.18%. Now, I'm guessing, if I had to guess, I'm going to say the actual ore vein is somewhere in this area, probably. But we're going to work our way down a bit until I run out of ladders, basically. And see if we get lucky here. We don't want to mine that cracked andesite. That'd be dangerous. But we're going to work our way down a few more layers and see where we get to. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is we'll take some prospect readings here, and I'm going to do this one more down, and then what I'll do is I'll go out this way, even though it's probably not this direction, kind of as far as the regular pick can go, and then I'll switch over to my pro pick and do a node search and see if we find anything. Now we're only down to 56 as far as depth goes, so our chances of finding cassiterite are not real good. Nothing there, so we're going to go this way now. Check this direction. Nothing there. So now we're back to going this direction. And what I could do is I could always mine this direction a good ways and just see if I get lucky. Alright, let's see here. Nothing that direction. You can see that we're losing temporal stability quickly down here. This place is not stable. Alright, nothing in that direction either, so we've just not had any luck. What I do think I am going to do is go this direction a good bit, because these long-range searches, they basically do a search in a 32 block radius around you. It's one chunk. So we're going to go this way and see if we can't get a better reading. Basically, until we break this pick. Because what I'll do is I'll use this andesite to make fencing around. Because I need to put fencing around my base anyways. But once we get out a good ways, I'll bring you back. Alright, folks, I'm going to bring you back briefly here, because you notice I'm back near my house. That's because we ran into an issue where I was dealing with too much temporal instability down in the mine, as well as I was just running out of resources down there. And then I was over here, decided to do some prospecting near my house, just because I neglected that, because with my luck there's probably cassiterite somewhere over here. And I died just now to wolves next to my house. There's also a bear hanging out at my raft area. Alright, the wolf was right around here. I don't know where it's wandered off to. I think I've gotten everything back. Yes, okay. So let's go back to what I was trying to do. Just do some prospecting over here. Just gonna get rid of this death marker. Alright, I'll bring you back if I find anything interesting. But I just want to let you know that I died. While trying to make my life easier. Alright, folks. So after our poor expedition south, although I did find another decent reading of tin ore down there, I didn't find anything really higher than what we already had access to. I'm heading back to our attempt at a tin mine here. That caused another cave in. But I wanted to show you all the bear. You can see it over there, just over that little bit of bushes there. You can see him right there. We're in the middle of my screen, hanging out next to where I park my raft. I have to keep an eye out on that when we're coming through the area until we get rid of said bear. We got some wolf pups over here. Come on. That wolf attacked us, and we're gonna get rid of it. These wolves. This wolf jumped. This is one of the ones that jumped me last time. Wow, it's really making progress over here. It's running fast. There it is. We don't really want it to turn around and decide to attack us, but it might. Normally they only run for a little ways, but I think because I'm still chasing it, might continue running here. Come on. Let me catch up to you. They are fast, though. And you're not going to escape me, though. Dang it. Please don't... well. And it fell to its doom. In a place where I'm not going to be able to get it, really. That's unfortunate. I wanted that wolf. At some point I will explore this area. But I have the ladders, because that's one of the things I did, is I made a bunch more ladders. So we could go get this wolf here. Oh, it's actually worth coming down here. So that's worked out, folks. It was worth coming down here. I'll go ahead and pick this wolf apart. Not because of the wolf, but because of this. We have a ruin here with a food vessel, Some ceiling chains and a hook, and it looks like this goes down a bit. We have some lace lichen, which I'm not familiar with. Rotten tapestry. We have some tapestries. And we got some more vessels. Oh man, we've got all kinds of loot down in here. So we could open that. And we've got some parchment and some jailer boots. We'll take those. I am hearing some less than friendly folks though. Thankfully, it's, I think, just a surface drifter. We're going to go ahead and head up, though. But, so we're going to mark that, just so we know. So we know that there is a ruin down in this cave. So, while we only got the wolf, really, to chase away from our mind, we did find a neat little ruin we're going to have to go back and explore, folks. And I think we'll call it there, even though we didn't succeed in getting the tin ore I wanted. But we'll call it there. I'm going to head back to base. Thank you all for joining me. And if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time here in Vintage Story or even something else. You all have a great one. Goodbye.